So ladies and gentlemen, let's gear up for a leadership talk coming your way. It's time to gather more thoughts on the industry transformation for a sustainable economy. Joining us this morning, we have the very dynamic, yet the very endearing, Florence Verzelen, Executive Vice President, Industry, Marketing and Sustainability, Dassault Systems.
Hello everybody! I'm so happy to be with all of you today. You know, coming to India is always a very unique moment for me. Why? Because in India there is so much joy, excitement, innovation. If there is a place where we can see industry transformation in motion, this is here in India. And well, I must say, we need industry transformation. We still have a lot of challenges. India is still the third country when it comes to the CO2 emission. And if we want to come to a sustainable economy, we need to become net zero by 2050. But you know, I'm very hopeful. Why? We have a lot of people coming from the industry in the room. Well, you people, you did great. Over the 15 last years, do you know how much the carbon intensity of the Indian manufacturing industries has decreased? 33%. The industries that were able to decrease the maximum were in India, and they decreased by 33% in just 15 years. So that's just amazing. And I think we can all learn from what is happening here in terms of industry and sustainability transformation in order all together to build, to create the business of tomorrow. So I will spend a few minutes today discussing with you why so many transformations now, how are these transformations happening, and how you also can make it happen in your economy. But first, why do we see so many transformations now, and why so many in India? Well, because the world is changing. The world is changing very fast. Geopolitical constraints, as you know, but also supply chain difficulties are pushing companies to change their business model. And as Deepak and Bernard were saying, we really see the world at Dassault Systèmes as three sectors of the economy: manufacturing, life science and healthcare, and infrastructure and cities. And each of these sectors of the economies are changing. So the industry leaders of tomorrow are the ones that are going to be able to anticipate these changes in order to create the future products and services and become the leaders of tomorrow's economy. And what are these changes? Well, in manufacturing, you have three trends: resilience, sustainability, experience. Resilience, you know it. Supply chains have been broken since 2020. And for India, it's a huge opportunity because we all know about the China Plus One that could bring so many companies, industries here in India. But to make it happen and to make it happen fast, you need the right manufacturing plant. And to have the right manufacturing plant, what do you need? A virtual twin of the manufacturing plant. So that's the first trend, which is a major shift, especially here in India. And then, as Bernard was saying, we're moving to experience economy. If you ask a 30-year-old, and you ask him, do you prefer to buy a product or an experience? Well, 90% of the people less than 30 will tell you, I spend my money on an experience. I don't want to own product anymore. And I want to spend money not only on experience, but on sustainable experience. And 50% of them are ready to spend the money, or the money of their parents, on sustainable experiences. So this is really what is happening in manufacturing. Resilience, experience, and sustainable economy, transforming the manufacturing sector. But this is not the only sector who is moving. Life science and healthcare is going through a huge transformation. And let me tell you a personal story here. This summer, I went on holidays and did not work at Dassault Systèmes for a few weeks. During my holiday, I had a bike accident. I broke this arm into 4 pieces and this finger into 2 pieces. I already had 3 surgery operations, looking forward or not looking forward for 3 more in the next few months. And it's been extremely difficult. It hurts a lot. But on top of that, because I was operated in Austria, I got the Austrian medicines. And Austrian people appear to be a bit bigger than me, let's say. So I got the same medicines that they got, and I can tell you after this operation, I could not stand for 5 days, because that was too heavy for me. But this will change. Why? Because thanks to Medidata and other solutions, clinical trial, but also cell and gene therapy, we are going into precision medicines. Medicines that will be good for me, but we are also going into empowerment of patients. Having a lot of medical device, the patient can use this data in order to be actors of their health. And in India, already 30% of the people with chronic disease are partnering with their doctors to use their data in order to have a better health. And ultimately, what's going to happen, empowered by the virtual twin of the body, it's value-based care. You know, I've been told I need 3 more surgery. But I don't know if the doctor, the surgeon, wants to do that for the best or because he wants to make more money. Tomorrow, and tomorrow is 2025 in the United States, doctors will be paid for patients to stay healthy. They won't be paid by the act. And this will be a revolution allowed by data and virtual twin of the body. So life science and healthcare, huge revolution happening there. And last but not least, infrastructure and cities. You know what's at stake there. Climate change has a huge toll on cities. 2% of the cities, including Delhi, Bengaluru, or Paris, are going to have a natural disaster in the 5 next years because of climate change. But if you have the virtual twin of the city, you can prepare for resilience. You can do your tsunami or your heat waves on your virtual twin, see what it does to your city, and prepare for resilience. This is possible. And this is going to be big and very important for the city in the future. But thanks to virtual twin, we can also accelerate research. Bernard talked about battery, it's wind turbine, it's solar panel, it's electricity network that are going to be at the center of our territory revolution. And the actors that are going to be there to work on sustainable city, new construction, including new construction value network, and new decarbonization and energy transition projects are going to be the leader of tomorrow. And you're very lucky. You're very lucky because you live in India, and this revolution is happening here in India. You know, I was talking about the experience economy, and Bernard as well. Well, car companies, they want to change from car provider to mobility provider and sustainability mobility provider, where the world leader in mobility right now is India, because they have the maximum uses of mobility apps. And second, well, all these revolutions are going to be triggered by virtual twin and data, thanks to Morgan Zimmerman for the data analytics. And here, again, when it comes to data analytics, artificial intelligence, and virtual twin, 57% of the Indian companies have already begun to invest. And it shows. It shows in what India is able to accomplish. Let's look at what just happened recently. Chandrayaan-3. Chandrayaan-3 is an amazing expedition. It's been the first time a nation is able to land on the moon, but in a very specific spot on the moon, which is closest to the south pole of the moon, and at a cost which is less than a Hollywood film like Gravity. Can you imagine what kind of success it is for India? It really shows that India is innovative, goes for sustainable innovation, and is able to accomplish a lot in a frugal way. And well, if India is able to accomplish that, it's also because the government of India is supporting very heavily this transformation, be it in the adoption funds for electric vehicle for company, with the Make in India policy, or with this circularity and waste management policy that ask producers to be responsible for what they produce, or even in renewable energy, with this target of 50% by 2030. So yes, frontrunners have understood the transformation that is ongoing. They understood how they can benefit from it, be players of this transformation. But then you must ask yourself, how do they begin? What's the first step? Well, how did they begin? Well, let me tell you. First, they have a vision. They have a vision and they are bold. Let's look at Tata, our partners. Tata is super diversified. Well, they decided that for each and every activity, they will have sustainable action plans. Or Larsen & Toubro or Reliance, well, they really set this goal of becoming carbon net zero. And once you've decided to set a goal, to be net zero by 2035, then 2040, how do you do that? Well, the best way to do it is with a virtual twin. Once you have the virtual twin of your product, you can do on the 3D Experience platform what we call eco-design. You know that already at the design phase, you decide for 80% of the material, the energy, you will use, and the CO2 you will emit for the full life of the product. So with the virtual twin of a product, if you go for an electric car, for example, if you optimize everything, you can optimize 80% already. But not all companies are doing very sophisticated products. Some are going for process industry. For example, steel manufacturer. Still, they are emitting 7% of the world's CO2 emission. Well, if you do the virtual twin of the factory, well, you're able here to optimize all the processes in the factory and go for a more sustainable factory. And again, if you're very diversified, like Tata, another way of looking at it is to create the full virtual twin of your complete enterprise. Why? Because then you will see in each of the parts of your enterprise, where are the most emissions, which processes you can optimize for sustainability, and last but not least, some companies rely heavily on their supply chain, and here what we can do to optimize is a virtual twin of the value network. To optimize your value network, not only to have the right part at the right moment, but with the cheapest CO2 cost. So if you want to go sustainable, go for virtual twin of product, factory, enterprise, value network. That's really the first step. And I can tell you, when companies are doing it in India, that's just amazing how it works. Look at this beautiful scooter. Well, this beautiful scooter done by Simple Energy has been done with a 3D Experience platform on the cloud, allowing Suhas Rajkumar, the founder, to do 90% less prototyping, 33% less needed 90% less prototyping issues, and 1/3 less prototypes, and of course, a sustainable scooter. But what is true for a product like an electric scooter is also true for steel. And last year, at approximately the same time, together with Ravi, who must be somewhere in this room, with Ravi, we went and see Jindal Stainless. And with Jindal Stainless, we discussed how we could help them to become more sustainable. Well, some months later, we signed an agreement, and we are now working on a project to help them towards green steel. And please launch a video in order to hear Mr. Jindal talk about it.
Dear ladies and gentlemen in the audience, a very warm hello to all. This is Abhyuday Jindal, Managing Director of Jindal Stainless. It is truly an honor to be with you today on this wonderful platform, the 3D Experience Forum India 2023. Although I would have loved to join you in person, it gives me immense pleasure to share my thoughts with such a distinguished and gracious audience. I want to start by congratulating you and the entire nation on achieving some remarkable landmarks in 2023. We are now on the moon, and I am proud to share that JSL had a role to play in it. We've had some fantastic outcomes from the G20 summit that concluded last month. As a nation, we are leading the way, carving a path for the world to emulate on how to innovate, collaborate, and make this world a better place for generations to come. Of all the metals used for nation building, stainless steel is inherently the most sustainable and has the lowest impact on the environment. Hence, JSL is proud to be a manufacturer of this green metal of the future. We are optimizing our operations and embracing eco-friendly technologies to ensure that everything we create contributes to a greener, more sustainable world. As a growing organization, we are committed to power future growth through renewable sources of energy. We are also making concrete efforts to reduce our carbon emission intensity by 50% until FY35 and achieve net zero by FY 2050. The journey towards sustainability is impossible without the power of digital technologies, and I see technology as an enabler to break silos in many specialized processes we follow in complex business cycles and drive more collaboration. Today, we have the power of virtual twins, which gives us the ability to transform our processes through simulation, analysis, and optimization of every aspect of our operations. This not only helps in better collaboration, but also helps in reducing waste, drive sustainable innovation and efficiencies at speed. I am glad to state that at JSL, Dassault Systems has become our trusted partner on path towards sustainable innovation. I believe that this partnership will introduce us to certain practices and solutions that would be pivotal in driving us towards a greener and sustainable future. Hence, I hope that our collaboration will help us reimagine the steel and stainless steel industry not in India but also the world. At the end, I would leave you with the thought that innovation is not an individual responsibility or a solitary endeavor, but it's a collective mission. Together, we can shape a future where progress is harmonized with sustainability, and India stands as a shining example of innovation in this Amrit Kal. Thank you for your attention, and I hope that all of you gain a lot from the enlightened discussions to be held during the day. All the best. Thank you.
So thank you to our dear customer, Jindal Stainless. But now what I'd like to discuss with you is what happened at Jindal Stainless, what is happening at other company premises when it comes to transforming for sustainability. Well, I will say three very important things are happening. First, knowledge and know-how. Second, transformative solution. And then your team as the motor of this transformation. Knowledge and know-how. I had many discussions over the past few days, and in each of my discussions, we discussed how the people in the companies who are transforming could get the right skills at the right time in order to be able to go through this transformation. And getting the right skill is a really difficult thing. Why? Because according to the World Economic Forum, in 2030, 40% of the skills that will be needed do not exist today. And still, according to the Economic Forum, us, people of the industry, all of us, even including Bernard, myself, or Deepak, we will need new skills in the 5 next years if we want to continue to grow. But the question is, which skills? Well, with 3D Experience EDU, we worked on the skills of the future. Some are foundational, the one in white, and some are pivotal, the one in dark blue. And we have identified them for you in order for you to train your team on these very important skills: collaborative innovation, formulation management, composite engineering and manufacturing, additive manufacturing. It will depend, of course, of your industry, but getting the right skills for your teams is going to be key. And then you will need the solution. As I try to explain to you, virtual twin of the products, virtual twin of the plant, virtual twin of the company and of the supply chain, the value network, are going to be at the center of your sustainable transformation. But on top of that, depending on your industries, some more application of this virtual twin are going to be key. If you're in aerospace and defense and want to work on a sustainable plane, weight and sustainability-driven engineering are going to be a must. If you're in the CPGR industry, sustainable packaging innovation is going to be key. And if you're in high-tech, the design orchestration that is sustainability-driven is going to be a necessity for you to perform. So depending on your industry segment, and we've done that for the 12 industries, 64 segments, we have transformative solution and how you can use your virtual twin on the platform to get the quickest results. And it works. Look at this amazing customer, National Aerospace Laboratories, Celestial E-Mobility, Sedin Technology. They all use our solution on the 3D Experience platform to create more sustainable products and services. And today I'd like to announce something. You know, all these solutions that we've been working on with Bernard, Anissa, Deepak, all the team here in India and all over the world, where today I'm happy to tell you that they're available now on India, on the cloud, and you can even look and take a picture, because then you can go there, for companies, for all of you to go online, but also for all the students. And I know that some of you have kids, and some of you even have a life. And during your life, your personal life, I mean, you might be doing things. My son, for example, is working on making a drone. He's still a bit far, but he will get there, thanks to the 3D Experience platform and the 3D Experience offer. And for all the makers of this world, you can also get this solution online to change your personal life and your personal environment. So transformative solutions for all are key. And then, well, your team is key. You know why I love India? Because I think in India, in Dassault Systèmes India, we have the most passionate teams. Here you can see them. Last time we came to Pune together with Bernard. I'm the small pink thing. Bernard is a bigger blue guy here. And you know, on that day, there was so much energy in the room. They were so happy to see us. Like, there were 3,500 people, and I think we did almost 3,000 selfies. And they all wanted to show us their ideas, their innovation. I've never seen such a passionate team. And this kind of passion, when they understand what you want to achieve in terms of innovation, sustainability, experience economy, is going to bring you forward. You know, like everybody, I have bad and good days. And with my arm broken, I had a bit of more bad days these last few months. Well, you know, I told my HR, Laurence, she's a great person, you would love her, because I was supposed to be off from work. That I didn't want to be off from work. On the contrary, I wanted to go to work every day when I was recovering in order to get the energy of the team and get it going. So your team is going to drive you forward, but your team is also going to help you shape the future. So, to conclude, I think we are very lucky. We are very lucky because we live in a moment where there are going to be intense transformation in the industry. Intense transformation powered by sustainability imperative, resilience imperative, experience economy, and virtual twin. At Dassault Systèmes, our purpose is sustainable innovation to harmonize product, nature, and life. And there is no country we love more than India, because here in India, we really see innovation in motion, and we think that the innovation that is born here in India is going to change the world. So the message I wanted to pass to you today, together with Bernard and Deepak, is that we believe that Indian industries are the future of the industry, and we would love to be your partners in your sustainability and experience journey in order to make it happen, and to make it happen as soon as possible, because we need to build a sustainable world for our kids. Thank you.